Alright, what's going on YouTube? It's Trav back again. This time we got a video review for you of another Marvel Select figure. This time it's going to be the Marvel Select Magneto. So we got Deadpool a couple weeks ago, and then right after Deadpool came out, a week later pretty much, we got the Marvel Select Magneto. Now I'm more excited for this guy pretty much than I was for the Deadpool originally. Just because I think Magneto's an awesome character. He's probably, out of all the villains in comic books or even any kind of literature, I think that at the top of that list, you certainly have to have characters like the Joker. You have to have maybe, Doctor Doom and guys like that from Marvel. But, in that mix of those top guys, definitely either number one or number two, maybe number three, on anybody's list, you have to have Magneto in there. Magneto is just an awesome, awesome villain. Now, I do have the Marvel Legends version of this figure, so I will be showing the Marvel Legend, size comparison between that one and this one. So first off, let's just get a look at the packaging here. So it's nice packaging. I do like the M right here. That's very, very cool, and the blue in the color is really nice. I will say though, the one thing about the packaging I don't like, for those of you guys who are going to collect these mint on card as far as selects go, is that they chose red for the background, and like almost all Marvel Selects are red. Deadpool was red, but that makes sense. Daredevil was red, that makes sense. I would have liked them to choose a purple for Magneto, just to kind of make him different, just to make the card different and look a little bit more, accustomed to him rather than just being red like everybody else's. But there is some nice box art you can see right here, up here at the top corner. I guess you can't really see it. Anyway, there's basically a picture of Jim Lee's cover of X-Men #1. From the 90s with Magneto on the front. That was a very, very popular comic, the most popular comic in the history, actually. The best-selling comic book of all time is X-Men #1, and that was one of the covers. He had a bunch of different, there's multiple covers for that one, kind of like a fold-out, but some very nice box art on the side here. Magneto just looking sick as always. And then on the back, there's a variant, but I'm not going to be getting the variant. The head sculpt does look nice, but I prefer Magneto with the helmet on. You keep poking around in here, Charles. Whatever are you looking for? I'm looking for hope. Then I will bring you hope, old friend. I only ask one thing. Don't get in my way. So as many of you X-Men fans will know, that's a quote from the X-Men, the movie #1. Ian McKellar says that to Charles at the beginning of the movie, and that was I really liked that movie. I liked that rendition of Magneto. I thought that was a very cool, live-action version of Magneto and their struggle between each other. Anyway, so this Magneto is very, very nice. He's bigger than the other Magneto by quite a bit, by I'd say a couple inches, and they do have a lot of differences between them. This one's slimmer than the other Magneto. The other Magneto is more bulky. It looks more like a cartoon version, the other one. This one is a more kind of he is a comic version, but he's kind of a more realistic looking comic version. He's sleeker, slimmer. The cape, of course, comes in right into the front here, whereas in the other one it just comes in the back. You've got a nice part here with some different details in here, where on the Marvel Legends you don't have that. Of course, the articulation is not nearly as good. I really love the shoulder joints in this one. You can put this Magneto, the Marvel Legends one, into some crazy, crazy poses with those shoulders. It's from the Iron Man Series 1, and they've got some articulation on the older one that, even the newer Marvel Legends, they don't have that kind of articulation. It's a very different kind, where the shoulders can kind of come out like this way. You can see that at the back, so he can do all kinds of different poses. But that aside, this is a very, very nice Magneto as well. This one, of course, the Marvel Legends one, had the removable helmet. And just to compare the helmets, actually, the Marvel Legends helmet's bigger than the Marvel Select one. The Marvel Select one's much better detailed, though. This part at the front, the Magneto front, I don't know what you would want to call them, if they're horns or whatever, are much bigger on the Marvel Select than they are on the Marvel Legends. But this one's not bad either. It's okay. It's not that bad. And I like the fact that he's got a removable helmet, so you don't have to buy a variant of him. You can just buy, the regular Marvel Legends one, and you can display him with his helmet on or with it off. I prefer with it on, of course. So, and over here, of course, I've got Wolverine on the right side being, controlled by Magneto, of course. And So here's to give you some size comparisons between the Marvel Legends line. A lot of you will have this Colossus or this Cyclops. This is a very inexpensive Cyclops here. He'll go on eBay. You could probably get one shipped for, well, in Canada about 15 or 20 bucks, but in the States you could probably get one for 10 bucks shipped. So if you look at it, this is a small figure though. There's a considerable height difference between the two. Very considerable height difference between the two. Same with Charles, of course, because he's almost the same height as this guy here, so as Cyclops. So that's that's all right though. You're probably going to have Magneto displayed either fighting the X-Men, hovering like this one here. I've got him in a flight pose, right, with these flight stands. These flight stands are very cool. If you're wondering where I got these from eBay. These are from China. They're really, really nice. They don't have like a lot of, they're barely visible at all, and you can adjust these and everything. I think they run about $5 each after shipping, something like that. You can check it out on eBay though. I'll tell you for sure. So anyway, it's not going to fit exactly because I had it set up for the other one, but I will be able to get him in there with the waist here. He's got some very nice detailing here as far as the lines go, right here coming down like that, and of course the abs and all the muscles and everything like that just look awesome. I was wrong about these ball joints on the legs. I said on the Deadpool that these cannot move out to the side. They can actually, but what you have to do is you kind of have to like work them around, like see that? And there's the joint there. So the joint is inside right there, and you have to kind of like play with it so you get the joint just the right way like that, and then kind of hold the top part and twist this back, and then you can get it going way out to the side, and you can get it out to like here and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like the Hasbro joints in the 3 3/4 inch figures. Somebody commented on my last video, and I want to thank him because he was right. You can actually move that all the way out if you want to. But the legs are these figures are fragile. If you play with these figures a lot or you mess with them a lot, like I kind of do sometimes, I'll put them in a lot of different poses and stuff, you can break them pretty easy. The knees are especially weak. As far as these go, these pegs here will pop out. My Deadpool is already starting to have that problem because I was messing with the legs a bit for some poses. Double jointed legs there, so that's pretty nice. The feet on this guy are a little strange. If you look at the feet, they're just kind of like lumps of plastic, and they just look a little weird. They look like they're too big for the rest of the body, that's for sure. But it's hardly noticeable, when you've got the figure posed. One of the best things about this guy is the detailing on the cape. As you can see here, it's got all kinds of different details in the back that the Marvel Legends did not have. The Marvel Legends cape is just straight. It's straight with the wrinkles here. But this one has got like all kinds of different cross hatching and diagonal, like it's flowing kind of in the wind type thing. In the back, very, very nice detail on the cape. And on the back too, it's got the rounded details and everything like that. That's a very, very nice cape, much better than the other one. And these rounded bolt things here that he's got around his collar on his costume, these are awesome on the new one, Marvel Select one. On the old Marvel Legends one, they're not that great. They're just kind of like, they don't have nearly as much detail as the new one does, and they're not all very even on the old one, and they kind of like come up. You can see that there, just the pose I've got him in. I guess maybe he just warped that way because of time, but it just, to me, the new one looks way, way better because you've got like kind of like different shades of purple. You've got sort of a lighter purple here, and then in there you've got a darker purple. So that's really nice on the new one. So I really like this Marvel Select. I think it's an excellent addition to to anybody's Marvel Select collection. And right now, man, Marvel Select they're just doing so well right now. They're just killing it compared to what Hasbro's pumping out. We're going to be getting a Juggernaut soon. We're going to be getting a Gambit, and a Cyclops with a Danger Room background. Like, dude, Marvel Legends is not producing anything even close to that good. I mean, their new 2-packs were really nice. Don't get me wrong, I really like them, but on Marvel Select Juggernaut, that's going to be probably the best figure of the year for me anyway, because I'm a huge X-Men fan. I'm a huge Juggernaut fan. That's going to be sick. This Magneto is sick, man. Just a completely awesome, awesome figure to have with displays, to have with some Sentinels, that kind of stuff. And he's not too tall that he can't fit in with a Marvel Legends display. You can fit him in with Marvel Legends display, especially if you've got him, posed flying. He's definitely going to be okay as far as that goes. One thing I forgot to mention is his hands are in this pose where they're like kind of gripping, which is which is all right. You know, it's cool for him to be like trying to, you kind of bend them up. It's got wrist articulation here, so you can get a lot of movement out of the wrist here, and have him pulling, like other guys out, kind of like that, like Wolverine, that kind of stuff. So for some articulated comic book art, for some displays, that's really nice as far as that goes. The Marvel Legends one did have finger articulation, and it's very nice in that way too. But I think I like the new Magneto just a little bit better than the old one. He's just got a better sculpt. The face, though, one thing I want to say about the face is that the eyes to me look a little strange. The way the eyes are painted and that kind of stuff, a little bit weird. And grin, that's okay, the evil look on his face, but the eyes to me don't look right. They just look kind of strange to me. They're too big, I think, but whatever, it's not the end of the world. You can barely see it anyway. If you got them posed like that, you're not going to see the eyes like that. You barely see it at all. So that's fine. That's not a huge complaint, But this is an awesome figure. I give it a 9 out of 10. This is an excellent addition to any X-Men collection, any Marvel Legends collection. What I'll do is I'll grab the rest of the Brotherhood, and I'll get rid of Wolverine here and the other two, and I'll give you some size comparison with the rest of the Brotherhood. Give you my thoughts. Yeah, so as you can see here, here's one with him and Professor X, and from the Marvel Legends Galactus series, and he's a little bit too big, I think, to really fit in place if you've got a close pose with him. As you can see here, I got him force choking freaking Professor X, and yeah, I think he's a little bit too big for it, but you can hide it probably pretty easily. But it looks really nice, as you can see. All right, let's go on. So here's a few of the guys right here, and I do have the Sabretooth, but he's upstairs, so I'm not going to grab him. The Blob, as you can see in the background, is he's taller than Magneto by just a little bit, and the Avalanche is pretty tall himself. So Magneto's just a little bit taller than him. So I haven't checked heights or anything, but you can pull it off. It's not it's not that bad, but I mean, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, in the next year, if they keep releasing these Marvel Selects the way they have been, and they keep bringing out more and more X-Men and that kind of stuff, I mean, who knows if you're going to even want to have any Marvel Legends left. I mean, as far as the X-Men go, every Select they release, for me anyway, I like the Select better. The Select Abomination, the Select Hulk, every Select they do, I kind of take the other ones out of the displays and put in the Selects, because I just think they just look so sick. The sculpts on them are so nice, and the articulation's not that bad on them, so very nice. So yeah, so there's a sort of a size comparison between most of them. I'll turn him to the side that way, and then of course give you a back-to-back. So Avalanche is it's not that bad. You can get him in there. It doesn't look that ridiculous. Quicksilver's pretty short, but the Blob, if you put him in there behind him, even with a kind of a crouching pose, he's still much bigger than him. So hope that helps you guys. So yeah, that's a review of the Marvel Select Magneto. Awesome figure. Really like it. I highly recommend it. And keep it coming. Marvel Select, you're doing an awesome job. Alright, that's it, guys. See you.